Morning, online land. We're getting ready to go plant some beans on the field we cultivated last night. Gonna do some quick walk around and some chain oiling. Got a couple chains on here. You got to keep them oiled or they'll freeze up and break, and then nothing works. Yep, this field should go pretty quick. I'm hoping it does anyway. Another one here. This stuff foams up a lot. Like we use a lot of chain loop around here for combines and other things. And on this, obviously. But this foams a lot. Usually it doesn't do that. I kind of like it. It sticks on the chain. Doesn't splatter all over the place. Makes a mess. It's really fun oiling chains in the wind. Then you get it all over your sunglasses. You ever tried to get oil off a glasses lens? It doesn't work very well. We'll get this all wrapped up and get some fuel put in the tractor and get moving on to the field. I can fall off the tractor. There we go. So a couple days ago, here in South Dakota, we had what was effectively, shut the door, we had what was effectively a desert dust storm come through. You may have heard about it, but look at the dust inside the cab on this thing. This was all clean when I parked it before the storm. Yeah, this is unbelievable. Just everywhere. So I figure I ought to take you for a little look around on the machine here. So what we have is a 765 Challenger with a Case 1255 24-row planter, 30-inch row spacing, an Old Glory up there, high and proud, proper proud. Yep. She's a good old girl. Got a lot of acres on it, but she runs like a top. I don't think we'll fill the fuel all the way up. Only got 80 acres to do. Gonna step into the shed here and see if I can find a shop vac or something that I can get that dust out of my cab with. Oh, we're kind of dark in here. See if we can shed some light on the subject. I don't think we have a shop vac here. I don't see one. I don't really want to use an air hose just yet, right now, because I've got a lot of stuff in that cab that I don't want to get full of dust by just blowing it around. But if I can get a shop vac in there to suck it out, then that would be the preferable way to do it. Well, here's a fun one. It's kind of dark, but it's our little sweet corn planting tractor. And we use it to mow ditches and other stuff like that. Little 1655 Oliver. It's the oldest tractor in the fleet right now. And it's hooked up to a John Deere 6-row corn planter, 7200. Then we have our other cat, Challenger. I guess technically it's not a cat. It's a 765D. And that is on the front of our disc right now. It's a sunflower disc. Then in the background, in the shadows, is our combine, 8240. Yep. We got a lot of nice stuff here. We're very, very fortunate. But we'll go out and check on our fuel to make sure it's not running over. So this one has a nasty habit of not clicking off. Well, I think that's full enough. Alright, go shut some lights off in the shed here. Go shut some lights off and we'll get on the road with the planter here. Let's see if I can aim. The thing won't let me reverse the camera while I'm actually recording, so we'll see what my aim is like and if my arm is held out far enough. You know, this whole vlogging thing makes you look kind of weird walking around with a camera in your face with your arm stretched out in front of you. But, you know, you're kind of bored sitting in a tractor, so you got to talk to somebody. Alright, well, we're going to hit the road, get to the field. Nothing like the bellow of a big old kitty cat engine. Planter coming behind us, as it should. If it wasn't, I'd be concerned. Oh, after those storms rolled through, the air temperature cooled down a lot. It's actually a bit on the chilly side this morning. I guess that's up for somebody's perspective. It's 60 degrees this morning, 65. When you're used to 100, it's a bit chilly. We got all our computers going. Well, this is a switch. Got a guy on a four-wheeler actually holding up a tractor going down the road. Usually it's the other way around. Now we put our foot to the floor. This tractor will move down the road. It's so nice. We're on that quad track yesterday. That thing doesn't move anywhere near as fast going down the road. Definitely a Challenger fan. That's for sure. Case isn't bad. They've got a lot of things that I would change, but still like my Challengers. So basically the story for today is I've got 80 acres of soybeans I need to plant. It's going to be a pretty small day. I can usually do 300, 350 if I push in a day. But we don't have that many acres ready to plant after that rain. So we're just going to do this 80 and call it quits for the day. We're far enough ahead that we can take that luxury right now. But so should see how quick it's 8:45 right now. I hope I'd be done by noon. It would be nice. But I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. The field we're going for is right over there. Miner coming down the road after us. This field is ours. It's got corn planted in it. Can't see it on the video, but if you look real careful, there's little spike. No, wait, take that back. That field has beans in it. I don't know what I'm talking about. There better not be corn spiking up through that field. That was the first bean field I planted this year. Yeah, it's Saturday morning. It's been a long week. Give me a break. Alright, we're to the field. See if we can't get squeezed into this tiny little driveway. It is a tight driveway. Made it. Looks like I need to clean my windows. That dust storm the other day sure did a number on stuff like that. And it's just weird to be talking about a dust storm in South Dakota. They gave it some kind of Middle Eastern desert name, something that you'd see in Sudan or, I don't know, not Sudan, whatever. Anywhere that's got a desert gets dust storms. They gave it kind of one of those names. I don't know what you call it. I'm a redneck from South Dakota, doesn't know that stuff. So we'll get things unfolded here. Lower that down. And then wing out. This is one of those machines that when it's folded up, it doesn't look all that big. Once you get her stretched out, it just kind of keeps going. .24 row planter with 30-inch row spacing, 60 feet wide. There it is. And then up on the plant. All right, well, we're at the field. That field over there. And we'll get started and jump back in. All right, well, we're planting. As you can see back here. Got all of my hedgerows planted, and now we're starting to crank through the body of the field. We're running about 41, 42 acres an hour, so we got to make this 80-acre piece go really quick, as long as everything goes good. it's working really nice. I'm actually really happy with it. So, yeah, this ought to go pretty quick. Uh-oh, I got a blocked row. So we'll crawl back there and find out what's going on. Row 22. Okay, so it's row 22. It's blocked. Sorry if there's a lot of wind noise. The wind just picked up a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Just make the flag fly. So this is 24, 23, and this is 22. See right in here. The field is just soft enough and just tacky enough that it gets dirt built up in that little seed drop. Or if the corn stalk gets stuck up in there, do like this, it'll set like that, and it'll block the dirt from falling out, block the seeds, and eventually it'll just get backed up. So every time I stop, I want to make sure that I walk the length of the planter to make sure that those are all cleaned out. But like here's another one. That was one problem eventually. So we should be opened up now. We'll get back in the cab and start making acres. So yeah, here we go. Mesmerizing watching those tracks go around. So many things that you gotta watch and pay attention to. You find little things like that that just kind of, like staring at a campfire. If you're sitting camping or making s'mores or a bonfire or something like that, an intentional, non-harmful fire, it just has the soothing effect on the human psyche. It's just kind of weird. I'm no psychologist, but it relaxes me, so it must relax other people. But that's not saying that I'm like other people. I could be kind of weird to somebody. I'm sure I am. But I'm sitting in a tractor talking to myself with a camera. To each their own. But so kind of how our setup works here is that is the monitor that controls the planter. Excuse me. That phone controls the row openers, the Wi-Fi to the planter. I'm not using those right now. That one is my auto steer. That one is just data recording. It's doing nothing else other than mapping and recording data. And then that is my rearview mirror. Some camera on the back of the planter that is kind of a big deal, because when those tanks get all the way up in the air, they're really tall and you cannot see behind the machine for anything. So we stick a camera on the back of pretty much everything we have that's large enough to block a rear view. Combine, auger cart, planter. We haven't put it on any of the semis yet, because semis have mirrors and I don't know. If you know what you're doing, it generally isn't a huge deal. But yeah. So we're getting to the end of the field here. Get turned around. Just kind of pivoted on that inside tire. Line up close to where we want to go, get the auto steer. And then since I have GPS actuated row clutches that turn the rows on and off, I can put the planter down as early as I want to, and it won't actually start seeding anything until it gets into the spot where it hasn't seeded yet, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah, it's amazing how far technology has come. You know, when my grandpa was farming, we had an old 4-row 38-inch corn planter pulled behind a Super H farmall. No power steering, no cab, no heat, no AC, no radio, no cushion on the seat. In fact, you hardly even use the seat because you had to stand up to see the other side of the field. And you didn't carry very much seed. You did one round, you put more seed in, then you did another round, you put more seed in. And in this case, I'm carrying enough seed to do 80 acres with room to spare, which is pretty spectacular. And it's, when I'm planting corn, I can even carry enough to plant all day and not stop for seed. It's even better. But yeah, well, we'll keep going at this, and if something exciting happens, I'll catch you guys in on that. Okay, so we're making the last pass on the field here. I predicted it pretty darn close. I was hoping to be done by noon, and it is 11:30. And so we're going to get done in plenty of time. So there we go. Last pass of this field for the day. And as I was mentioning earlier, this planter's got the GPS clutches on it. And you can see here how there's 4 rows that are shut off. It's because this is not a full pass, so it shut off those rows knowing that I had planted them earlier and it was an overlap. So that way we don't plant an area twice and use a bunch of seed that is actually going to hurt the yield by overpopulating those rows, that's pretty cool technology. So you can see here, I had 4, and oh, see, they're just shut off again. So yeah, it's pretty accurate. But yep, the wind picked up quite a bit. It's kind of a bummer, but that's all right. You know, it's good to have another field done. This field went pretty smooth. I really like it when they go really smooth. So anyway, yeah, we'll get to the end of the field down here, finish up, head back to the shed, and then I'm going home for the weekend. It's not very often that I get to spend most of a weekend with my family this time of year, and so I'm going to go do that. I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, here, watch this. I'm going across an area that I'd already planted once, and so as I go across it, it shuts the overlap rows off. Then as I come back out the other side, it's going to turn them back on. All except for those 4 rows. That's pretty cool stuff. You know, you used to be able to do that, but you had to actually get out and manually shut off each row. And it was just a lot of work, and a lot of times you just didn't do it. And you had the ability to shut half the planter off at a time with the switch in the cab, but you're shutting off 12 rows instead of, you know, a pair all the way across. So you had a lot of overlaps and a lot of weird rows and just all kinds of fun stuff. But anyway, so here's the end of the field right here. Get the planter up and out of the ground, and we're done. Fold her up and head back to the shed. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, I realize it's kind of a rough video because I'm new to this whole thing. But like, subscribe, share, you know, all that whole rigmarole that everybody asks for. And if you don't feel like it, I'm not going to make you. So we'll see you later.